Hi and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something slightly different. We're going to do a bit of a Q&A. So I put this out to my Instagram followers. If you don't follow me yet, maybe you should. So to help me with the video today, I've got this handy little dinosaur who's going to pop up on the screen. And I don't really know why, I don't really know what the relevance is, but the marketing team seems to think it's a great idea, as I said last time. So yeah, here we are. Okay, so first up, quite a big one. Why did I start doing YouTube? What inspired me to do this? And I think it's probably actually watching other YouTubers. And particularly, I'm actually on this course by another YouTuber, Ali Abdal, who's also a doctor, and he's obviously done a really good job of it, and he's really successful with it. And that really inspired me. So I thought, why don't I do it? Because I already love making videos, and I thought, why not just start putting them on YouTube? So yeah, that's why I did it, and I'm still early on in this journey. And to be honest, I didn't see this as a short-term thing. I think I'm probably going to be doing this for many more years. So this is a long-term project for me, and yeah, I'm excited. I've only just started, but I think there's a lot more fun to be had. Okay, so the next one is from my friend who's a Man U supporter, and he's asking if Spurs, my team, are gonna realistically challenge for the top 6 this season. And I think we will. I think top 6 we can do. I think that top 4 will be really hard, but I think there's a slight chance we could. I mean, we haven't in the past season, but I think we could get there, and I'm happy to see Nuno in the job. He's the guy who I think was actually the best option for us after we lost Mourinho, and I'm looking forward to see what we can do. But to be honest, every other team in the top 6 is going to be really tight this year. So yeah, I'm praying, I'm hoping we'll get top 6 and top 4. But I know by now as a Spurs fan not to expect the most, to be honest. Okay, so the next question was a bit of a silly one from my friend in Canada, who said, "Do I wear makeup or go au naturel?" And yes, this is all natural, obviously, as you can tell. But maybe I should make a makeup tutorial. My wife loves those, so maybe I should get involved. What do you think? Do you want to do one? Yeah, okay. Alright, maybe we'll do one in future. We'll see. Watch this space. Okay, so next question. One of my favourite parts of being a YouTuber, and what do I dislike the most? I think probably the thing I enjoy the most is the editing, trying to make it exciting and fun, and the cool graphics. I have a background in doing a bit of graphic design as an amateur, so I like that kind of thing, and I've always enjoyed putting together videos, like family videos, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that's probably the bit I enjoy the most at present. I don't know if there's anything I dislike, but what I would say is I find some things more challenging than others. So taking the time basically to write the script and then film it and then edit it is tough. Even though I'm working part-time as a doctor, it still takes quite a lot of time for YouTube. So yeah, probably more than I expected actually. So maybe I underestimated that a little bit. But yeah, the time issue is a big one. So I basically need to be a bit more organised and then schedule things in advance. So that's something I'm going to try and do actually going forward. Okay, so the next one's about my elective. So as a doctor, when you're training in medical school, you take a bit of time out, a few weeks sometimes, or a couple of months to visit a different country and get an experience of how they practice medicine there. So I went to Australia, to Melbourne, which I loved. It was great. And I did a bit of travelling around as well to Sydney and Cairns. I thought it was amazing, and I definitely want to go back. So I worked at the Royal Melbourne Hospital in the emergency department, and yeah, it was really interesting. I saw loads of cool stuff, and they fortunately let me have a bit of time to myself. You know, didn't have to go in every day to work, but those days that I did go in were really fun. And yeah, I definitely want to go back to Australia. It's a beautiful country. I only saw a little bit of it, so yeah, it's definitely somewhere I need to go back to. Okay, so the next question is, what do I enjoy the most about being a doctor? And I would have to say it's pretty rewarding. I mean, it's very rewarding at times, and the fact that you can get to know a patient very well, and you know, it's quite a privilege to be able to share in a patient's journey, especially when they're at their most vulnerable. So yeah, I think it's that the reward of it, the privilege, and the fact that patients can trust you so much. I think that's probably the bit I enjoy the most. And the follow-up question is, what do I enjoy the least? I think, to be honest, it's probably the stress. So I remember thinking before actually starting work as a doctor when I was in medical school, I used to think that I enjoyed stress. I used to think of that as a real asset that I had, that I was motivated by stress. But having actually started work, I've come to realize that stress comes in many different forms. So stress as a hospital doctor and stress as a GP are very different, and both are pretty tough. So I think that's probably the hardest side of the job. It's stressful, and it's the volume, dealing with a lot of things all at once, juggling, firefighting, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's probably the trickiest part of the job. And that wraps up my Q&A. So thank you all for taking part. I actually didn't expect anyone to take part, so thank you to my friends, my family, and my followers for sending in some questions. And maybe I'll do one of these again in future. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you have any other questions that you'd like to ask, feel free to do so in the comments below. And I guess I'll see you next time. See ya.